Some WWE champions have been deaf rebelled. We've got an update on the Wyatt Sicks WWE status, and Joe Hendry has been announced for his video game debut. Stay tuned for all the wrestling news. Now, last night's SmackDown, we unfortunately saw some WWE champions fall victim to being deaf rebelled. It is something that is sweeping WWE for quite some time now. It is an issue that we're trying.
It's a plague. It's a disease. We need to be rid of it.
We need to eradicate it from WWE.
We know how rich you are. Get some real music.
Unfortunately, the WWE Tag Team Champions, the Street Profits, have debuted some new music on last night's SmackDown, and I felt it really undermined their whole championship celebration because they won the belts last week on SmackDown.
Yeah.
They beat DIY. People are familiar with the Street Profits music. They have been on the main roster now since 2019, I want to say, maybe around about then. We know their music. And they've come and they've changed it, and it starts with a catchphrase. It starts with, "We got the smoke." And
you know what it does after that? Boom, boom, boom. But basically, it's just any Def Rebel theme. But just to play devil's advocate here, their theme is maybe, their standard Street Profits theme is maybe a little bit too happy. A little bit too bright and cheerful, in line with the new direction we seem to see the Street Profits moving in. So I am not 100% against it. I'm just... What happened? I'm not... I mean, yeah, as much as we've said there, I'm not 100% against a change in theme. Yeah.
It is such a weird week to do it for them.
It's bizarre.
They're coming out to celebrate their title victory. And the crowd, which was incredibly hot. Bologna was fantastic last night. The crowd was hyped for everyone basically throughout the night. But then the crowd went dead because they didn't recognize immediately who it was.
Yeah.
And we saw this problem at the Rumble. We saw this last year at the Rumble. Even Seth Rollins in the crowd saw this at the Rumble.
I mean, his theme. I hate his theme anyway. I think his theme's ridiculous. It's like, I can't choose a direction to go in, so I'm going to take all of my themes and take them together and then have the crowd sing a bit of it. I think like I'm in the minority on that, but I hate Seth Rollins' theme.
It's one that is it probably, I can't remember if it was received well when it initially debuted, but it has got over. Maybe these themes, like the Street Profits new one, will get over. It was during the match last night that Montez was getting the crowd into the beat of it during the entrance, and they've got the arm movements going, the crowd is enjoying it. It's just so jarring when you get something that you're so used to and it's taken away.
We are wrestling fans, and if there's one thing that sums that up, just generally is like, we don't like change.
We don't like change
but
at all.
I think we'll get used to it. But it's one of those things where it was just an odd week to do it. Maybe I'm not gonna jump straight on the I absolutely hate it train yet.
Yep.
We'll see. But if you can just get a better team. I never thought I'd say I miss CFOS.
That's the thing, I miss CFOS from their themes. They came in and it's like Doctor Who. You always hate the new Doctor when they arrive, and then you go, well, actually, they were quite good.
There wasn't a single one until after Christopher Eccleston. That was it.
It ended there. It's like that with the themes. It's like you with CFOS, it was like, okay, these are pretty crap, and now that they're gone, it's like, oh man, I wish we had some CFOS music, but I guess we all just want Jim Johnson
Just pay
back.
Jim $5 billion.
Yeah, let us know.
You've got it.
Let us know in the comments below if you like the Street Profits new theme, if you like these new Def Rebel themes. I'm not the biggest fan, in case you can tell. Though WWE in the past couple of days is looking to bring in some new talent. Unfortunately, not just in the music division. It is, of course, writers and producers. WWE posted on LinkedIn this week that they were seeking people for this role. The job requires quite a lot, though.
Yeah, you need 5+ years of writing for TV or film and an understanding of WWE's audience, plus experience working in live TV production, because things can change just all the time, especially in the build-up to a show. But it's not entirely surprising. It used to be quite a lot of the time. Like when we started Cultaholic, you would see a lot of job listings on WWE's career page that were often seeking writers. There was a very high turnover of writers under the old regime. It just felt like that was a bit of a revolving door. So looking more specifically toward people who've worked in live TV, people with over 5 years experience, you're hoping that they're going to get somebody who does understand the product, because I think that was a big jarring thing for a very long time. Was you just have people coming in off the street being like, oh no, I don't watch wrestling.
Yeah, that's the worry. And I will admit, on the page, it says that an understanding of WWE would be preferable. So it isn't like they're just looking for WWE fans. They are maybe looking a little bit outsider, trying to bring in people from the world of TV.
Yeah.
From your experience though, Sam, working in production of a wrestling show, what goes on in the production side that someone would be best suited for this?
It's weird. So like, I think you need to be able to adapt to things very quickly, because things can just change. Like if somebody is unable to make a date, all of a sudden things have to get pivoted around. You need to find reasons for X, Y, Z. But at the same time, you're building stories months in advance. So you're working with a creative department, or you're pitching things to a creative department going, maybe we can do this instead. And they're going, no. Or, somebody will come in from above with an idea fully set and go, no, we're going to take all of this at the end and save that for something else, have a different way to finish this, or it's not going to end in a title reign anymore, or X, Y, Z. So you've got to be able to adapt. You've got to be able to move quite quickly as well. And especially because I'm talking about working in British independence. Working for WWE is, I mean,
it's a whole different ballpark.
Like I've been at some of their press events. I've seen just the masses of staff they have, even for those. I imagine the writing department is going to be quite massive when you look at creative overall.
Well, if you're watching this and you think you've got the skills for that, go and apply for that and let us know if you have applied. And if you get the job, fantastic. Maybe you can
feed us loads of spoilers.
Feed us some spoilers, or maybe you can write some creative for the people we're about to talk about just now, the Wyatt Sicks, because Fightful Select has reported that the Wyatt Sicks are back on the road with WWE. They of course have been absent for some time now. Bo Dallas was off the road with an injury, but apparently, according to Fightful Select, Bo Dallas has been cleared and he is ready to return alongside the rest of them. However, Fightful's report states that it's not expected to happen imminently. So there's no creative plans in place right now.
Yeah.
It's just a case of when the time is right.
And that kind of falls into another thing from the report here that states, while Alexa Bliss has been removed from WWE World over WrestleMania week, there's a possibility that she could be added back to it. But apparently this could all be linked in. If you it feels like, Alexa has been this central missing figure for the Wyatt Sicks. So I feel like maybe we're going to just see Alexa held back a little bit, which is a shame, because obviously her return was very well received.
She got a huge pop.
I am not a fan of spooky Alexa.
No, neither. But having said that, the Wyatt Sicks stuff, when they were on TV, it was still had a little bit of grounded in reality. They were just sort of like characters that were trying to embody the characters from the Bray Wyatt world and the mythos, rather than that is a pig come to life sort of thing.
All I'm going to say is that if you have her at a major pay-per-view and she's once again sat on a box and she opens her mouth and it's just full of black liquid, and she's not wrestling and winning title, what are you doing?
Yeah,
what are you doing?
That's not good quality content. So hopefully we don't get that. But her appearances on SmackDown, we have seen little things like I think the screen flickered when she was on screen during a match at some following her return at the Royal Rumble.
That was just Roy leaning on the mixer.
Yeah, that's why they need new production teams. That's what it is. But maybe we will see the Wyatt Sicks in the run-up to WrestleMania, but I personally think there's not really a space for them until after WrestleMania.
If they were going to be on the Mania card, you'd like to think they'd be factored into it by now, or they'd be at least doing some spooky bollocks in or around WWE TV. I think with Bo just sort of coming back as well into, the healthy column, it makes sense to hold off. We've also got the potential for, all these vignettes teasing maybe Aleister Black.
Well, that's it. Yeah, it could be something there.
It could be something there. So I don't know quite where we're going to end up with this. I don't think anybody does, not even WWE right now. But
maybe the vignettes will come up with numbers, and when you add them all together and subtract
5, 6,
6,
except 6 is spelled 6.
They could do that. I don't think they will, but they could indeed do that. But we're going to round things off today with some news about video games. Now, you're not watching Triple Jump, you're watching Cultaholic. Joe Hendry has been announced for a video game. This was teased for some time now. Joe Hendry has been teasing on social media for
He was in Times Square.
He was in Times Square, and we were speculating about this last week. What could it be? What game could it be in? Yeah. I'd said PUBG.
You said PUBG because there was a big sign behind him, wasn't there?
Yeah, well, there was a big sign behind him. I was correct because of the big sign. He's going to be in PUBG Mobile. So he's going to be appearing in there. His likeness is going to be in the game. We saw a teaser where Joe Hendry he was in the full gear from PUBG, the classic sort of shirt and tie jeans look with a mask on, and it was revealed that he's going to be in there.
So if you've ever wanted to shoot Joe Hendry, you're going to have a chance very soon. If you got sick of all of the turning around and clapping, you can shoot. You can literally literally shoot on Joe Hendry. in the game.
Or you can maybe play as Joe Hendry. I'm not
And
quite
you can shoot on everybody else as Joe Hendry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're not quite sure exactly what his involvement will be, how much he will be pushed in-game off PUBG Mobile, but it just says that his debut will be coming soon.
His character should, whenever he appears within 100 feet of you, his theme should get louder and louder until it's just deafening.
Say his name,
Just
man.
louder. It doesn't stop.
Yeah.
It's second he's on top of you, it's just...
It's like an airstrike with when you say his name. There you go, he appears. It's Joe Hendry. That is all we've got for you just now. We may be back if there is more wrestling news, but stay tuned to cultaholic.com and we'll be back later on.